What's up there, YouTube? How you doing this morning? Was up last night. Did four live streams. A couple of videos on the one channel. I think one on the other. And for some reason, it felt like a lot more than it was. I went back, added up. It was about 2 hours worth of videos, or maybe a little less than that. But it felt like it was all day because I was in between. I was, it was like half an hour, 40 minutes between maybe each live stream, and thinking up different things. Maybe it just felt a lot longer. But I was tired as shit at the end of the night. Anyway, another thing too, my live streams, I usually are only like 15 minutes. So, hey, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Day after 4th of July here. Just wanted to talk about something I talked about a week ago with the, over in New Zealand, they're burning out beehives, and there's lack of bees in our country too, in America. Less and less and less. Matter of fact, the weird thing is I haven't noticed. Used to, like, you go outside with a can of soda and sit outside under a tree or something. Bees are humming around, bothering you. Less and less of them. I think something's killing them off. And they have this disease. It's called foul brood disease, evidently. It's killing the bees. Over in New Zealand, they burned out a bunch of hives. And the problem with that is, as you kill all them off, they're our pollinators. They're what's bringing the produce to the table, in a sense that, fruit trees won't bear fruit, vegetables won't grow, plant life will wither up, won't have a chance to, produce more trees, and basically it'll kill the planet. And I think it's just another tool they're using to create more of this climate change shit, because when you start messing with the trees and all this other stuff, you're messing with our oxygen level. And they keep crying about the CO2. You know what? You need the CO2. That's what plants live off of, you dumbasses. They keep raising hell about that. But you know what? That's what the trees need. And all this floods, you ever think that maybe some floods are happening? First off, artificial rainstorms made by scientific means, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of that. Direct energy weapons, other things, shit ton of moving clouds, seeding, Anyway, what I was going to say is, what do you think's causing more and more flooding around the world? I wonder if it's the fact that maybe, and I don't know this to be a fact, maybe a lot of the trees are dying off in different areas. Trees have roots in the ground, they absorb some of the water, so you'll get flash floods in certain areas where vegetation's real low. That's why flash floods happen, like in the desert when you do get a heavy rain, because there's nothing to suck up the water. The whole river will go floating right through there in no time. They're not taking this climate change the right way anyway to try to fix anything, in my opinion. No, there's a lot of shit. Like I was just saying a minute ago, if you just hopped on here, you need trees. We need to breathe oxygen, and trees produce oxygen. You need, plant life, but, they don't even want to. First off, they're getting rid of cattle. They're talking about getting rid of cattle. It's a big chain, a food chain. Everything's balanced in nature because that's the way God intended it to be. And they're destroying the balance, and they're trying to play God. They want to be God. Everything they do affects something else, like dominoes. One thing knocks over the other. And it bothers me. They stand there and they lie. And what bothers me just a little worse than that, idiots don't ever question it. They just go along, oh yeah, it must be true. I saw it on TV. That's insanity. You got a brain in your head. Go do, follow the science. Yeah, right. Follow it right off a cliff, because they're not telling you the truth on a lot of stuff. So start doing your own research is basically what I'm trying to say. world is pretty screwed up. You can't believe what you're seeing. Deep fakes. Everything's deep fakes and bullshit. Smoke and mirrors, just to keep you confused, stall for time. So you'll run out of time in your life to get right with God and to fix things in your own life. They want you wandering around confused. They love that. The only thing they like better than that is when the confusion turns to fear. And that's the next thing. That's their main goal. Because once you got fear, you send everybody into panic and start wearing the masks and running around and afraid to go over to see grandma before she dies because you might kill her quicker. All this shit is bullshit, and don't let it take you down. But anyway, I got on here talking about honeybees and over in New Zealand, they're burning out hives. And you know what? I think they're going to start doing that in Lancaster County. Watch, they're already going after over here Amish people for the raw milk and other products they have. The FBI's going to their place, knocking on their door and hassling them for selling stuff that they used for a long time with no problems. Okay, they've been drinking that, and I'm sure every now and then you may have an issue, but you know what? I bet you have more issues coming out of fucking factories pasteurizing this stuff and whatnot sometimes. All kinds of possible things could happen. Let's face it, they also add shit that they shouldn't be adding, to extend the shelf life that might actually have negative consequences on people's health, but they don't give a shit. Bottom line, man, it's about make the dollars. If you keep the milk on the shelf longer, there probably is stuff, and I'm just throwing that out there as an example. I know they pasteurize milk, but how do you know there's another things that are helping keeping it longer as well? Who knows? And it's not just milk. Every product. Here you go. I can't believe I actually ate this morning. It's freaking garbage. It's garbage, and yet it's junk food. All right, chocolate pie. And at the very end of the ingredients list, listen to this shit. Where was it? It's talking about all the different crap, and it says, here you go. Contains a bioengineered food ingredient. I'm pissed off. I ate that damn thing, and then I looked at it. Normally, I look first. I was half awake. The point is, it's in everything. You can't even duck out of that. It's everywhere. We're being killed off, and still, you say stuff like this, and people are scratching their head and looking at you like you're from another planet. They don't get it. They just buy propaganda. They're buying the fucking shit they hear, and they're not taking 5 minutes just to check it out. If I say something on here that you think, wow, that's kind of crazy, I hope you go and check everything. Go ahead, because it's for your benefit to do that. I'm not trying to say anything that's wrong to anybody, and if I do and make a mistake, that's one thing, and if I find out I did, then I'll come on here and correct it. We're being lied to continuously, continuously lied to. Our whole life has been basically packs of lies dumped on us, and it's hard to believe that we're literally so deep in bullshit we can't tell truth from fantasy. Hence why they ever have to come up with the fake news thing, because it's all pretty much fake news. And finally they wanted to weaponize they want to turn it around. So if you go on here and you're saying what you observed with your eyes and you saw and you looked into, they want to discredit that continuously. But they'll keep hand feeding you bullshit that they know is bullshit, but someone up top's paying them enough to keep their mouth shut and to shut you the hell down. We got to stop listening and stop paying attention to that. Do your own research. Start looking into things. Start questioning. Call up Congress and ask why certain things are happening, why they're doing laws that seem awful shady. Don't let these assholes ruin our world without at least saying something. Don't go into the night, Don't go into the silently, speak up, because you're not going to get a chance later on. We're getting pushed down a road we're not going to be able to come back from. If nobody stops the madness now, And I mean from everything. You look at all the woke shit, all this shit. We got to stop it now or it's going to consume us. I don't know how I got here in this conversation because I started talking about bees and honeybees, and I tend to do that. I'll roll off into a tangent, but what I'm saying, it's all interconnected. If you go back, I was talking about trees, and whatnot, everything they're killing off, basically, and the cattle are getting rid of that. Well, you know what? Cattle has been on Earth for forever, maybe, I don't know. And all of a sudden, now they got to go. They got to go right now. Not one more minute. Get rid of them. They're trying to starve us to death. They're trying to, like I said, they have a different vision. And when I say they, I'm talking about the assholes who run this insane asylum. Used to be a beautiful world when it first started out, but the same powers that were back then causing Sodom and Gomorrah and everything else bad that ever happened throughout history, they never do nothing that's for the common man, helping the common man out, in my opinion. All right? They do a hell of a lot of destruction in our world and then try to blame it on us and make us pay tax money for it, fixing it that they did with their corporations and companies. And I mean, I know I'm all over the board, but I'm just trying to get as much out as I possibly can because I sit on this shit and frustrated. I'm just frustrated. People need to start speaking up. They need to start paying attention. I know a lot of people have woken up and a lot of people know exactly what I'm talking about. But I can't sit quiet. I got to keep talking. And it's probably going to have a problem with this later on down the road. But you know what? I don't care. I'm to the point I don't give a shit. Too much shit's happening in this world that nobody says a damn thing about. Take a breath here for a second and reload. Yeah, it's just bullshit. Does anybody out there agree with anything I've just said? Throw me a thumbs up or a comment so I'm not talking to my windshield here, and that's it. I see there's people here. Anyway, I'm just disgusted that nobody's going to stand up, or it doesn't seem like they're going to stand up. Well, we're coming closer and closer to the time when if we don't, it's over. I mean, we might even be past the time, but I think you wait till we get around the election time. Guess what I believe is going to happen? They just passed a law to let the draft come back, right? I think they have it up their sleeve to about maybe September. They're going to intensify all the warfare over there. Next thing you know, young Americans, men and women, are going to get shipped off to die so some asshole can make more money on whatever they're trying to steal from the next country that we're starting a war with. It's sad. We used to be, way back in the day, I think we were really concerned about freedom way back, but maybe not, because even then there was evil men that were among us. Because you look at the ones that were in the slave trades and shit, and like I was saying yesterday, that shit's still going on and nobody's saying anything about it. It's going on over in Africa, but I hear people wanting reparations. What are you going to do with the reparations? You want to take that money and stop other people from getting enslaved? Why don't you do something good with it? No, you don't want it because it's a selfish thing. You didn't even suffer at that moment 200 years ago. Maybe you've had experiences of shit that happened to you, but why is everybody so self-consumed that they want everything and they need everything, but they don't want to lift a finger to help anybody in society or anything? We're a sick society right now. In my opinion, everybody's so self-absorbed. I was saying this too the other day. I know I'm way off my point here. What's that? How you doing? Who's that? Casey Watkins? Thank you for commenting or saying hello. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a great 4th of July. What I'm saying is, I think people forgot how to feel, how to give a damn about their fellow man. It's long gone. 9/11 happened. This country was horrified, all right? And they actually were stunned, and they did something about it. We came together, and they had everybody was waving flags and look, what's that? I did what? What's that? Yeah, I had a great 4th of July. Early on, I did some things with one of my family members, and then I came home. I did a few live streams, and one of them I had fireworks on. You know. Anyway, I'm upset that the world's gonna let the shit keep going downhill. You know, and I know I'm all over the place. I'm talking about this thing and that thing. But I'm old, and I saw how it used to be. A lot of younger people don't know what I'm even talking about totally. It might stop them, and they're staring at me listening. What is this guy going off like that for? Because I know the difference. I remember what it was like back in the day. I've been around a long time, and it bothers me that these kids are getting robbed out of everything. They're getting screwed. You know, their future looks pretty bleak because some rich assholes need to be richer, you know? They don't care. And you know what? I think I'm going to hop off of here because, again, lately I've been, excuse me, it's been getting on my nerves. But it feels necessary to come on here and say something. I don't know why. That's my way of doing something to try to help the world. You know, kids today are trying. There are kids. You know what? I don't understand why they're focusing on Palestine itself when there's other things, other places like the Republic of Congo where they're enslaving children to go get cobalt, and 100 other places. But I think the powers that be want us to focus on that one item because it fits in their agenda. There's some reason they want Israel and Palestine to be at war and the Middle East to be in turmoil, because meanwhile there's jerk-offs sitting on the sideline rubbing their hands together and watching money flow. You know, they're selling missiles to this side, missiles to that. We're being played, and I'm disgusted with it. And people need to get on and start talking, you know, and doing something about it. We're being shit on by the world. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? I can tell I'm getting a little upset here. And I apologize if it freaks any out. But it feels necessary once in a while to say this. And the last few days, I've been saying a lot of this, you know, because I like I said, I'm old enough to remember a better time. And I feel like my nephews and nieces, they're getting robbed of stuff that I got to do when I was young. They want to put us in 15-minute cities. It sounds like we got to save the planet. That's what God's for. God will save the planet one way or another. We seem to do damage to the planet. We need to get back to our roots about, you know, I can't even go on with this. I'm going to let this go right now. Who do I got on? I got like 10 people on there looking at the raving lunatic here. I'm just saying what I feel in my heart, dude, you know? It is what it is. You guys have a great day. I think I'm going to jump off of here. And Casey, thank you for commenting and stopping by. And seriously, I just want people to think, you know, listen to what they're being told on the news, not just with their ears, but with their mind. You know, we're being lied to, man. Shit is full of shit. And, you know, we got to start thinking for ourselves. Our world's going down a drain. So someone comes along with a suggestion how to fix it, and everybody stops thinking, okay, he's got the answer. That's like depending on Donald Trump to come back and save everything. No, there's millions upon billions of people on this planet. We're all responsible to fix this mess. Every one of us in your own little way. Do you agree with that, Casey? You know what I mean? That's a cop-out to say one person can fix all this. And there's only one person I know that I believe. It's Jesus Christ. And that comes later on, as far as I know. I don't know how much later on. It seems like it's getting here awful quick. It's got to be end times. We're almost at world war. And I'm worried for the youth today are going to marched off and killed on some foreign battlefield pretty soon because they reinstated the draft, and these monsters are into the warfare thing, and they've been for generations, because I think it's the same bloodline Goes all the way back. Comes right out of the fallen angels. You agree with that? Thank you. Thank you for saying that. You know what I'm saying? It's all. This is evil. Everything that I've been talking about, it comes from evil. And as a world, we got to change. We're almost done. It's almost game time. They're getting ready to blow the whistle, and call it off. We're about to see Armageddon happen, and it pisses me the hell off. And we just stand here and keep doing the same things, which is nothing. We do nothing to fix our problems. We let the world crumble around us. As long as we got our own little protective shell around us, well, we got to stop worrying about what, us. When I say us, it should be all of us, not just be so self-centered. But that's what Hollywood and society's been putting on us, brainwashing and controlling. That's all about self-gratification, taking care of your needs, and fuck everything else. That's where we're hitting a wall here. Why we can't fix anything, because everybody has been taught to be so selfish. Even the commercials, it's all about, just everything. You know what I mean? I think you know what I'm talking about. Man, people got to change. You got to change the way you think, and we got to get for real about it, because we're almost done. It's almost all over. And I know I've been ranting here for a good, I don't know how long I've been on here, 21 minutes. And if you go back and watch it, I started off talking about honeybees. Now I'm talking about something totally different. I do this all the time because I don't come in scripted. This is from the freaking heart. I'm saying what I feel and what I felt all along. And everybody was told to shut the hell up about everything, or to look at you funny. Well, you know what? I don't give a shit what anybody says to me or whatever. I'm speaking my mind on the way out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going quietly into the night, Bullshit. We have a right to speak up and stand up for what we know is right in our hearts. And that, being as it was 4th of July yesterday, and thank you for I thought I saw a thumbs up. It disappeared, I guess. Maybe I did. Anyway, I ought to get off of here because I am running low on battery here. And I want to thank everybody that stopped by. And I hope you at least understood what I was trying to say. Maybe I sounded like a raving lunatic. I don't care. I really don't care. My whole mission here is to at least get people aware of what the hell is going on, because they're falling back asleep. People wake up for a little while and they're falling back asleep. It's like they're getting put under a spell. Anyway, you guys have a great day off, or day out there. It's my day off right now. So I could really use a couple thumbs up. If you go to leave, hit me up with a thumbs up and subscribe. You guys have a good one. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Have a good one.